Hello and welcome to the short board on Parshas Tetzave, Parshas Zachor, and Purim. Is there a connection between Parshas Tetzave and Zechiras, Mechias, Amalek, the remembrance to eradicate the memory of Amalek, that they always come right before Purim, or almost invariably, as well as the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu's death on Zion Adar comes in the week prior to Purim? Is there a connection here? So the Shvas Emes answers that there is a connection. That because of Amalek attacking Bnei Yisrael, it weakened the service of the Jews. Ultimately, it led to them sinning with the golden calf, the Egel Hazav, which required Moshe Rabbeinu to plead to Hashem and to threaten him that if you don't save the Bnei Yisrael and forgive them, then please erase me from your holy Torah. Hashem has to listen to the words of the tzaddik, and he saved the Bnei Yisrael, but he still erased Moshe Rabbeinu from one parsha of the Torah, and that was Parshas Tetzave. And because of the sin of the Egel Hazav, that led to further sins, which led to Moshe Rabbeinu getting punished for his sin that caused his demise, as well as his inability to go into Eretz Yisrael. And all this, therefore, ultimately came because of the acts of Amalek. It led one thing to another, to the Egel Hazav, to sins, to Moshe Rabbeinu being punished. And therefore, we have all these items together right before Purim. Purim, of course, is a story based on Haman, who is also a descendant from Amalek. Moving on further, there is an obligation on Purim to drink until you reach the point that you don't know the difference between Haman and Mordechai. That you will say positive about Haman, who's evil, and you'll say negative about the holy and righteous Mordechai. There's a story in the Gemara Megilla, Daf Zayin Amud Beis, that says that Rabba and Rabbi Zeira would alternate years of hosting for the Sudas Purim. And one time, they got so drunk that Rabba killed Mishachte Rabbi Zeira. And he waited the next day because Rabbi Zeira died, and the next day he had to be Achyeh. He revived him. A miracle happened, and Rabba was able to bring back Rabbi Zeira back to life. Now, did this really happen? Did Rabba really kill another Tana? Is that really possible? One answer is, according to the Maharsha, Reb Shmuel Eidels, he says that the word shachtei isn't meant to be taken literally. What it's telling us is that he made and encouraged Rabbi Zeira to drink so much, more than he should have, that he got sick because of this excessive alcohol. And since the alcohol enters the throat, so that's like the place of the shechita, when someone slaughters someone. Therefore, the Medrash made the story to connect the two in this direction at that point, the throat, and use the word shachtei. The Meiri goes a little bit differently and says that it's not shachtei with a shin, but sachtei with a sin. And the Torah allows the sin and the samach to be interchangeable, and sachtei with the samach is really mean squeezing him. He squeezed him so much that he pressured him so much to drink that he ended up getting sick. And the word achyeh doesn't mean that he brought him back to life, says the Meiri, but achyeh means that he healed him. And we see different places in Tanakh that achyeh or chayeh refers to not just life, but as far as getting healed. In any event, it seems like these two tzaddikim got really drunk. And what is the purpose of this dramatic story? That it seems, at least, that one Tana killed another. Why would the Gemara tell us this? It's telling us that the mitzvah of getting drunk or drinking on Yom Tov is not to get intoxicated, but until you're at the brink of intoxication, that you can't tell the difference between the two. You can actually just go to sleep, and then when you're sleeping, you don't know the difference between the two. But it's not meant to tell you ad bechlal. It doesn't include getting intoxicating. So everyone, don't get drunk on Purim. Play it safe. We don't want any things bad to happen. Chas v'shalom. So the difference here is, in the case of Rabba and Rabbi Zeira, we're bringing that story to tell us that this is what could happen if you go beyond the law of drinking until you become intoxicated, but not included being intoxicated. Because if you overdose on drinking, then something really bad, chas v'shalom, could happen. And that's the point of the story. Drink only until you almost can't tell the difference, and not more than that. Have a happy and safe Purim, Parshas Tetzave, etc. Look forward to seeing you next week.